I think the UK government should be, I think, listening to the leaders of the Commonwealth, and I think they should be responding to their calls for the start of a conversation. I mean, I thought James was very fair, very honest, very open about the CARICOM 10-point plan. It starts with an apology. Look, there's no court in the world that's going to make Britain pay trillions of pounds. That's not what this is about. It's actually about starting the process of that conversation. He already mentioned things like debt relief, the fact that some of these islands in the Caribbean are some of the most vulnerable in the world. They're vulnerable, and the populations on them are vulnerable because they were taken there by Britain against their will. 3.5 million Africans brought to the Caribbean over 400 years. At the end of slavery, there were 600,000 of them left, an average life expectancy of 5 to 10 years for a number of centuries. It was a brutal system. It didn't end in 1833 when, yes, reparations were paid, but they were paid to the owners of the slaves. The slaves stayed in slavery for another 4 years and then had to endure decades, centuries of Jim Crow-like treatment. So, the islands of the Caribbean directly at threat from a climate crisis driven by Europe and the US, mainly, countries that benefited from empire, imperialism, slavery, are now paying more in debt, twice as much in debt as they get from green finance deals. So I think they want this on the agenda because actually this is about justice. It's about decency, and it's about the British government having that conversation. We as a country having that conversation and discussing our past.